Hello, guys. This is Spirit Journey, and I just did a card reading, but I have another card reading. It is it's after midnight, it's around 12:26 a.m., and I wanted to read another reading. This reading is to do again a cross of truth. And the question I pose to these deck of tarot is whether there is or are people living on planet Mars. Are there human colonies, people from Earth, living there on planet Mars? That is my question. So I'm going to mix the cards up. I've been watching a lot of videos on the Secret Space program, and I'm really curious what the cards say. Okay. So I'm going to do the cross of truth. I'm going to break the cards in 3, 1, 2, 3. So, first card is the basic card. I'm going to place them so you can all see it. The basis card, desired card, helpful card, opposing card, and then the outcome card. Okay. Just so it doesn't fall off the bed. Okay. So the first card is, okay. Okay, that was the Fool card. Okay. And again, the basis, or card number 1 for the cross of truth, the first card shows your present position, the base from which you are working in relation to your question. My question had to do with are there people living on Mars? I'm going to look up what this card means. Looking up in the book. And again, I don't do this for a living. Read cards for a living. I do it for entertainment and curiosity. Okay. And this is the meaning of the Fool. Okay. So what I permit you to do is to put it on pause, this video, and you can read what the Fool card represents and come to your own conclusion. Okay? In the meanwhile, I'm going to read it out loud for you guys, okay? I like to always hold the card up as I'm talking. Okay, I hope you can see it. Get some light on it. Okay. The Fool is something of a conundrum, for all is not as it may first appear in this card. The image of the Fool that Ciro Marchetti, that's the maker of this card deck, presents to us appears to portray a court jester. In colorful clothes, he entertains, dancing and juggling with with seemingly careless abandon. Yet on closer examination, we find an apparent contradiction. For in his hands, he masterfully suspends all the signs of the zodiac in the air. None carelessly slip to the floor. At this very moment in time, every conceivable potentiality exists. The wisdom of the heavens captured and contained within each sign and planet represented. At the same time, he spins a hoop and baton around his ankle, playful perhaps, but foolish it would seem not. There is a sense of innocent wisdom to this card. The card number of 0 represents the very moment before creation. Unexplored potential. It is the only unnumbered card in the deck. Yet 0 is also the endless circle and cycle of life without beginning or end, Alpha and Omega. Okay, and that's the description. Now the interpretation reads as such. When the Fool appears in a reading, it suggests that unexpected opportunities will suddenly appear that can bring welcome changes. You need to remain open, as it will involve the need to make a major choice seemingly out of the blue. Let me see if there's any more info on it. Oh, there was another page in the back of it. There's more reading to it. So let me just show you that too. Okay, this is the back end of it. So this is part 2 of that card. So again, move my finger. So you just put it on pause and you can read the remainder written information about the card. Okay, the Fool. Okay? I'm going to read this as well. Okay. There are moments in life when we need to take a leap of faith and travel along paths that are unknown to us, but we grow as a result of our experiences. The Fool is like the child within us that sees the innocence, imagination, and wonder. This side of ourselves invariably becomes lost due to social conditioning as we mature. However, the Fool is a reminder to listen to the voice of our inner child that recalls the excitement of new adventure and stepping out into unknown territory. The Fool is usually a welcome and exciting card in a reading. I have frequently found that most people, it appears, feel ready for the changes it can bring. I'm sorry, let me read that again. I have frequently found that most people, it appears, feel ready for the changes it can bring. Yeah, the paradigm shift. The only real negative aspect of this card is that people are usually afraid of making choices, mainly because they fear they might make the wrong one. You need to appreciate the potential that exists with this card, unless badly aspected. The Fool is usually a positive omen and not one to miss. Wow. So this is the basis card. And the card was speaking to me as I was reading the information of this card, as it pertains to my question regarding the people living on planet Mars, that this card has to do with, the new, that it's new territory. and to find out that people may be actually living on Mars. That takes a big step of faith to believe that. And again, remember it says something about social conditioning as we mature. This side of ourselves invariably becomes lost due to social conditioning as we mature. Yeah, like you're being conditioned to believe in certain things about our universe and society. And so I feel this card is letting me know, hey, you have been socially conditioned. But, as it says, reminded to listen to the voice of our inner child. So, that might mean your intuition. Okay? And it's a whole new adventure, as it says. Interesting, huh? Card number 2. Card number 2 is the Desires card. Okay, it's upside down. Okay. And that reads 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, this is the Desires card about my hope and fears. Okay. So I'm going to read what the 5 of Pentacles means. Look that up. Five of Pentacles. So again, you could put this on pause and read in your own leisure and come to your conclusions, what you believe it means as it pertains to the question I gave, okay? I'll read it meanwhile. I'd like to show the card. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. A humbly dressed couple stand before a stained glass window showing 5 pentacles. The woman holds her child close to provide warmth. Behind them is a church where they could seek shelter, but they appear so preoccupied by their faith that they do not see it. Okay. Now the interpretation. This card is perhaps everything the merchant shown in the 4 was worrying about. The 5 of Pentacles supplies a warning of paying careful attention to your financial affairs to guard against loss. So this isn't the time to head for the shops and indulge in a spot of retail therapy. Wow. Temporary hardships are indicated and may be felt on a financial or even emotional level, yet help is at hand if you look more closely. Money or resources could be lacking, so take time to carefully review financial affairs, ensure everything is in order, and reorganize the budget accordingly. This would not be a good time to enter into new financial commitments or agreements. Let caution be your watchword here. That said, be careful not to miss any valid opportunities that could improve your situation at this time. Now that's an interesting card, and I don't know how that relates to my question about the Mars situation. Now let me see now. Now the number 2 card is about the desires. And maybe my desires of putting more finance into my inquiries to help me on my spiritual journey to gather information. So maybe whether there's people on the planet, because I was thinking about earlier to buy this camera that can zoom in, I think 87 times, the size, and it will, show different things with the sky. I was interested in getting this camera that could possibly read not read, but to see the details of these planes that are emitting these, what do you call it, chemtrails. So I don't know. But it's saying here, just be frugal. And, on your quest, hey, hold it a little bit about investing your money in these endeavors. Okay, this card number 3, which stands for the helpful. What's helpful to you? I'm going to get this upside down. Okay. And that is, the Tower. Wow. Wow, the Tower. Okay, what's help? This card is supposed to be something that's helpful. So, according to the book, the helpful card, position number 3, this card shows what is or will be working in your favor in relationship to your question. Okay. So let's see what that is. That's card, let's see. That's number 16. So let's look at that. Okay. Card number 16. There's 2 pages to card number 16. Oops. Okay, I hope you can see that. So card number 16, you just put that on pause and read the card, read the description of it and the interpretation at your leisure. That's page 1. And then there's another page to it. And this is page 2 of it, okay? So this is page 2, so you can put it on pause and read what it means, and you come to your own conclusion. Okay? And I'm going to read it. Oops. Okay, I hope you can read it. See it, okay. The Tower. A large sturdy tower is hit by lightning, flames billowing out from within the structure. A man plunges headlong into the unknown. His naked state perhaps indicates that all he carries with him is his knowledge. At this moment, material possessions are of little use. The tower represents man-made beliefs and philosophies, frequently false, and the lightning from heaven, the moment of illumination to see things as they really are. The truth shall set you free. Wow. You hear that? Wow. Now the interpretation. Okay, this is the number 3, which is about what's going to be helpful for me as it pertains to the question about are there people living on Mars. Okay, very interesting. Okay, this is the interpretation, guys. A house that has been built without good foundations must collapse sooner or later. The tower represents such situations for anything that has been built on illusions or false beliefs is now coming to an end. In the positive, it means having the ability to see the truth in a matter and to build anew for the future. This time with solid foundations. This is never an easy card when it appears in a reading because it shows a sudden or unexpected ending that may bring a sense of catastrophe or chaos with it. Paradigm shift. This can be in regards to situations that have been relied upon as being pertinent and can relate to any area of life. This card is not always totally unexpected. Sometimes when the tower is drawn, there is already anticipation of something of this nature. Yet often people will try to stay blind to the possibility, having a sense of denial. But this is not always, turn the page, always the case, as the tower tends to indicate something collapsing that was falsely believed to be true. So please treat this card delicately. It is helpful to recognize how the tower fits into your life. Other cards in the reading should help you see this. What preparations you can make in readiness and how you can improve matters afterward. There is always something positive that can be done. Okay, that's interesting, that last part. Yeah, that kind of threw me. It is let me read that part again. It is helpful to recognize how the tower fits into your life. Other cards in the deck should help you with this. What preparations you can make in readiness and how you can improve matters afterward. There's always something positive that can be done. So wow. This one's definitely about dismantling things. I mean, a couple of years back, I used to have these dreams, like this place where I used to live as a child, that the house was being broken down. I mean, like dismantled bit by bit. And then at one point, it got to, I think, a fire. And then there was, in future dreams, that the house was then being rebuilt. So I think it's telling me what I believed, what I was taught as a child had to be removed. But it was a frightening process, the dream. But then again, it had to build up something new. So with regard to my question, that there's something that was believed, but it had to dismantle it, right? So that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. And now the opposing card of everything. Okay. That's the opposing card, card number 4. Oh, the Hermit again. Okay. I read the Hermit one before. Let me read that one again. Okay, so this card number 4, the opposing card, is opposing the Tower that I just read about breaking down things to build it up again. Okay. So I wonder how this card could be in opposition. Let's see again in relationship. So that's number 9. Okay, number 9. Okay, that's card number 9, the Hermit. So you can put the video on pause and read what it means to you. Okay? In the meanwhile, I'm going to read this out loud. Okay, this was the opposition card. Let's see. Okay, the hermit stands on a solitary path, dressed in a simple, plain robe. He carries off his staff to support him and a lantern that illuminates his way. He is depicted as an elderly man with white hair and beard, representing the wisdom of his years. His expression is one of peace. He is comfortable in his solitude and his quest for inner knowledge. Okay. Okay, now the interpretation. The hermit signifies careful thought, his contemplation, withdrawal from the outside world in order to reflect and find inner wisdom. This card indicates that you have all the answers that you need within yourself, but perhaps you need some introspection to access them. So I wonder, in relationship to my question, how would that be in opposition to the unscaffolding that tower, that paradigm system that has to be removed and then replaced? Well, maybe my being too mechanical, or my pride will hinder me from seeing clearly this. Maybe I'm putting too much of myself into something and not letting the truth reveal itself. Like you can't force truth. It is. So maybe I'm being too mechanical in my approach, and maybe that could be a hindrance. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, this is the last card. Okay, turn it around another way. This is the final card to my question. Okay. I'm going to read what it says. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, this is the outcome card, and I'm going to look up the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles. So you could put this video on pause and read the information yourself and come to your own conclusion what this card could mean. Okay? In the meanwhile, I'm going to read what this card means. Okay, the description is: a well-dressed merchant holds 4 pentacles tightly to his chest. The interpretation of this card is such: the 4 of Pentacles can indicate being focused upon goals and financial matters at this time and being prepared to work hard to attain them. However, having worked hard to achieve some form of financial stability, there may now be a fear of loss, and this can lead to feeling the need to hold on to everything a bit too tightly. There is nothing wrong with working hard for one's money or in being careful with one's resources, so long as it doesn't become a preoccupation. This card frequently appears when there is an element of being overly cautious or hanging back emotionally, and may indicate that you need to let go a little in order to move the situation forward, taking a calculated risk. Negatively aspected, it can indicate someone who has a miserly disposition or does not feel inclined to share. Now, I don't know what that means at all with regard to my question. Very, very odd. The outcome, whether there's life, human life on planet Mars. Okay, that's the outcome. Okay, it's something about in the description, being focused upon goals or financial matters at this time. So maybe it's saying my curiosity about whether there's life, human life on Mars, that is a preoccupation. Okay. And that I might do all these things to get ahead, but I'm afraid. It says there may now be a fear of loss. So here I'm working towards trying to find out something, being proactive to find the truth out there, but then there's fear. So I'm holding back on really knowing the truth because of fear. So one side of me is saying, I got to do this, I got to attain this information, that information to find the truth, but at the same time, I really don't want to know because of fear. Okay. But then again, it says there is nothing wrong with working hard for one's money. So, working towards the truth. There's nothing wrong of seeking truth. Okay. So long as it doesn't become a preoccupation. Interesting. This card frequently appears when there is an element of being overly cautious or hanging back emotionally, and may indicate you need to let go a little in order to move forward. So I guess like scaffold, dismantling the paradigm to get up the new one, and then being the hermit and gathering information, which could be a hindrance to me, and then the outcome, you're too preoccupied, and your preoccupation is holding you back. So what is this saying? It sounds like the body of these cards is, my gut is saying, you don't need to know. I'm gathering, it's not telling me now. It doesn't want to say a yes or no. That's what I'm getting at. Why wouldn't why would this not want me to know? Why are the cards? I feel the cards saying, it's like almost a warning. The whole feel of this cards, you see the cards here. Okay, I hope you can see them clearly. Let me just arrange it so you can see them together. The feel of the cards, to me, let's see, you can see that. Yeah, it has like a, so I want you to see everything with the cards. So you see that? To me, it has a negative feel to it. like the first card, the desires is the Fool, and then the desires, the Five of Pentacles. It's like holding back. And then the Tower card, it's going to just, restructure, tear down in order to reveal what's really true. But then my being the Hermit, the intellectual, whatever, can actually hinder me from knowing the truth. And then the last one, the Four of Pentacles, the outcome is like saying, yeah, I'm hoarding. I'm holding back. Yeah, I would say that is characterizing me. Yeah, I have to be honest. This element here is, I think, a reality, a truth about what's happening in my life now with regard to seeking truth. That I get very, very preoccupied and really, ostracize myself, and then I hoard because I really don't, fear. I'm afraid of really letting go. Really interesting here. Wow. But I think the cards are also telling me that it's not that I'm not going to know. I think my instincts, my instincts is telling me that it is true in my interpretation, but it's saying about a condition about me. The truth is not really about Mars. The truth is really about me. How I feel about certain information. It's a big paradigm shift. It's like it's trying to protect. It's protecting me. I'm protecting myself from certain knowledge. Knowledge could bring freedom, but also there's responsibility with knowing certain things, and maybe I'm not ready for it. So that's my take on these cards. Let me know what you guys think. What would you say this is an accurate interpretation of these cards as it pertains to life on Mars? And what you might know about myself, or what your instincts pick up with this. Let me know. Share your thoughts below. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.